I quickly wanted to say before we started that all of this food is made to look super healthy and great because it is a YouTube video and that's kind of the point, but this is nowhere near as healthy as I eat on a daily basis. I also had a handful of chocolate chips, a cookie, an English muffin, a sugary drink throughout the day that I didn't show in this video, so please don't compare yourself to food videos that you see on YouTube. This video is just meant to be inspiration for meal ideas. So please remember to feed yourself and eat things that make you feel good. And yes, anyway, that was my little disclaimer. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So for breakfast, I'm having some oatmeal with figs, honey, chia seeds, and shredded coconut on top. It's honestly really simple to make and it takes like maybe 10 minutes at most. So I poured 1/2 cup of oats into a bowl and then 1 cup of water. A good rule of thumb is 1 part oats, 2 parts water. So and then I cooked it for 2 minutes, but it's good to keep an eye on the oatmeal so it doesn't boil over, because if it does, it's kind of tragic. And then I washed some figs. They might not be in season right now, so you can pretty much add any fruit. The only ones I find don't taste good are like more acidic fruits, like kiwi and pineapple and stuff, but you can pretty much add anything. So I put my figs on top of the oatmeal in a very orderly fashion because, you know, this is a YouTube video, so I wanted to make it look like aesthetic. But in real life, I just kind of dump my fruit on there because usually I'm in a rush. But I filmed this a little later, so I kind of had time to make the video pretty, you know? And then I sprinkled some coconut on there. It's dried coconut. I got it from like the natural food section at the grocery store, and then some chia seeds. And here she is. So for lunch I had a white miso soup with veggies and noodles. So for starters, I boiled a pot of water to make the noodles. They are vermicelli rice noodles, by the way. So you can just let the noodles soak in water for 15 minutes, but it takes way longer to do that than if you boil them. And because I have my lunch break like halfway through my school day, I need to make it really quick. So this whole meal only takes about 15 minutes to prep. So I boiled my noodles, and while I'm kind of showing some clips of that, I'm going to talk about the veggies that I included. So I included some shredded carrots and radishes, and you can also add spinach, that tastes good, but I did not have any spinach. So I peeled some carrots because, first of all, I have braces and eating raw carrots is a very bad idea. And second of all, I find the soup just tastes better with the carrots peeled. And then I also cut some red radishes. You can find both of these veggies in just the vegetable aisle at your grocery store. They're not that difficult to find. So that is what I did, as you can see here. And then once my veggies were cut, I decided to boil some water to pour into my miso soup. And then I added the noodles and the veggies and all that good stuff. And just a little disclaimer that this recipe is a variation of a recipe I found on Hitomi Mochizuki's channel. You can go check her out. She has such amazing videos. So anyway, this recipe isn't like entirely mine. But anyway, here's the soup. It is so delicious, and I highly recommend you make it. So for dinner, I had a simple macro bowl, which is just a fancy way of saying I put some stuff into salad. So anyway, I roast some cauliflower on a baking tray with some olive oil to give it some crunch, and I baked it for maybe 15 minutes at most. And then I washed some kale. And I just found this, again, at the vegetable aisle. These are pretty easy vegetables to find. So anyway, I cut off the stems of the kale because you can eat them. I just don't like how they taste. And then I put the kale in the bowl. I took out the cauliflower, and then I kind of scraped it off the thing, and I put it in the bowl. So I also decided to add some other veggies, which I will show in a moment because the next clip is like really long for some reason. So anyway, I added some cucumbers and some other things, which I will talk about in a little bit. But this is honestly just such a simple recipe, and I highly recommend it for anybody who is on a time constraint like me. So I added some cucumbers, I just found them in the fridge, some hummus, and then some flax seeds for some fiber. I eat flax seeds on everything from oatmeal to like a macro bowl like this. They're just super versatile. Added some pita, and then we were done. This is honestly just such a healthy and delicious and filling meal, and I highly recommend it. I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you next week. Please comment down below anything else you want to see, and I hope you enjoyed the meals. Yes, thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.